What I have here with me is the Honor MagicBook Pro 14. So this is a 2025 laptop. It just came out just a few months ago for under 5,000 ringgit, and I honestly believe that it has what it takes to be a very good laptop for a very broad number of people with a variety of different use cases. So like whether you are a creative, whether you are a professional, or even just a student that just wants to even do something like play simple games and just use a general purpose laptop for whatever assignments, the Honor MagicBook Pro 14 is actually a pretty good starter choice. So like I said, 4,999 ringgit. It's a really lightweight laptop as well, weighing just slightly over 1 kilogram, and it surprisingly packs a lot of power and a lot of really surprising facts about itself that makes it very extremely value for money. So Honor has been making a lot of really good laptops for the past few years, which is like their MagicBook series, both Team Intel and Ryzen. This is Team Intel with the Intel Core Ultra 5 225H with 32 gigs of LPDDR5X memory that goes up to 8400 mega transfers per second, and it also has its own graphics, which is the Intel Arc 130T GPU. Storage wise, it's just a 1TB Gen 4 SSD, and you get an additional 2280 M.2 slot as well in the same generation, which means you'll get the same transfer speeds as well. The screen is really nice. It's 14.6 inches in a 3.1K resolution, so this puts it at a very precarious, really cool 3:2 aspect ratio, which makes it a little vertically taller to view more content and basically just look really good and tall, even in a 14-inch form factor size. The panel is OLED, the colors are just downright amazing. It goes up to 120 FPS and it's a touchscreen, so peak brightness as well is about 700 nits, which is pretty decent. This is more of an indoor laptop more than an outdoor laptop. It's 100% of the DCI P3 color space, so that is pretty good for people like me who want to use it for Lightroom, Photoshop, and CapCut to edit videos. And I'll get more on that later because this actually performs really well, and it also performs in terms of power efficiency, because when we always talk about the heavier the spec, the worse the battery life, that kind of price we gotta pay. But not in this case. This actually is one of the more balanced experiences I've gotten to use on a laptop thus far. Ports is very straightforward, so there are 2 USB Type A's and 2 USB Type C's, a HDMI, and an audio jack. Strangely enough, if this was going to be a creator-centric laptop, there is no micro SD or SD card slot to be seen anywhere on this really nice white chassis. But yeah, it's really not that important if we're living in a world where carrying a USB hub is more common than you think. The 2 Type-C ports, it's a USB Type-C 3.2 Gen 2, which means it's 10 gigabits per second of transfer speeds, and this is not using Thunderbolt 4 or USB 4 protocols, so it does not have the PCIe tunneling to support eGPUs if that was something that you were looking for. Battery life is also very impressive. This is the biggest battery that I've gotten to see on a 14-incher, so it's a 92 watt-hour battery, and it supports USB Type-C charging, as we can come to expect, and it ships out with a 100-watt Honor supercharged power brick, which will double down in use if you also have an Honor smartphone, so that you can charge this using that fast charging as well. If not, you'll be just using it here. Charging it to full is about slightly over an hour. We're talking about in the 70-minute range. If you're running low on juice, it's guaranteed to be at least 50% in the first half an hour of dedicated charging time. I would say that the MagicBook Pro 14 performs quite ideally when it comes to editing 4K video quite smoothly, even without the charger, but it's more of like a content creator's threshold of work more than a cinema production. I think at most you can push about a short film level's worth of 4K video editing. And what I actually mean by that is, like, you know, the complexity of your footage and the complexity of the layers of effects. Basically all other external factors of manipulating your video footage would be more work for your computer. So all those metrics and all those factors get into play when it comes to this. So definitely you're going to be enjoying how colors are represented on the screen. You're going to be enjoying how smooth it edits video on a certain timeline. So to put that to the test, it took about at least 12 effect layers to see some stuttering on a 10-minute footage video. So the limit is 11. It was actually not bad. So it means if you plan to make simple videos that are not too complex and not too in-depth with the layers and effects, this will eat it up just fine. Because if you're going up to 4K, it's going to be generating and creating huge file sizes of videos. So with 1 terabyte, is that enough? Because 1 terabyte versus lots of 4K footage and generated 4K rendered videos at maybe 80,000 kilobytes per second, I honestly don't think that you should be using your Type-C ports here to edit externally. I mean, some people might argue with me about this, that 10 Gbps is actually more than enough. But for me, personally speaking, I don't want additional things laying about when I want to edit my things. I'm still kind of an old-fashioned kind of guy. I like to keep my desktop neat and tidy. I still copy my files over to my desktop. And I still have the added benefit of adding another 2280 M.2 SSD. It's still Gen 4 speeds. And compared to USB 3.2 Gen 2, we're talking about 10 Gbps versus about 55, 56 gigabits per second, and that's pretty insane in difference. So that would save a lot of time for me. I'm just a bit upset that there's no SD card slot for me to directly copy over my files. Yeah, and so based on that, if we're talking battery life, generally working on your emails, your communication apps, and office work, such as using Office and whatnot, you're guaranteed 6 to 7 hours on a single charge. And if you're more of a Photoshop and Lightroom kind of person, very heavy, you will get maximum pushing it would be like 4 hours before going to 0. If you're going to be editing 4K on the go without your charger, it's going to be about max 3 hours. I pushed it to 3 hours 15 minutes, but that was just probably me being really lucky. But that's not the entire story that this laptop is trying to sell. So if you're on an Honor phone, using an Honor laptop will give you like lots of direct benefits because of the built-in software and the ecosystem that they're trying to build around for you to, well, maximize productivity. Let's start with Honor Connect, which is a mirroring protocol. You will be using it to connect your phone and tablet wirelessly to your laptop. And from here, you will be using the laptop and mouse to control that screen and do just about anything. Like you want to get into an app, you want to take and receive phone calls, you want to drag and drop files. That's the beauty of it. That's what they're trying to do. So if you wanted to offload your photos and videos from your phone, your Honor smartphone to your Honor laptop, just use Honor Connect using the software and drag and drop as you normally do. The clipboard will get unified as well. You will be able to copy text vice versa from here or there should you need it. So this is pretty much like a more intelligent AirDrop, so to speak. After that would be like Honor Share. So you'll be able to transfer files wirelessly without an active internet connection. Connect to each other on like a peer-to-peer basis and just get those files transferred using their own proprietary protocol. So that's very, very nice and very, very useful. And just now when I mentioned those battery numbers, I actually did use their built-in software to factor in just the maximum amount of battery that I was able to get from using the OS Turbo X. So it gives me two modes, so smart mode and performance mode. So smart mode pretty much runs at about an average of 50 watts, and performance mode kicks that up to 65 watts. Running it at smart mode when I'm doing office work dramatically lowers the wattage to just giving me enough juice to do exactly what I needed to do. And when it detects that I'm doing something more resource and hardware intensive, it kicks the wattage up and increases the performance to make it as smooth as possible. But like I said, with like that bump and more wattage being pushed in, it's going to drain battery life dramatically faster, which is why I would say that editing 4K videos on the go here, max is 3 hours, because you're just playing. I just want to play it safe. I don't want to just tell you like once I reach 0%, that's the limit. I'm giving you 15 minutes of head start to tell you that after three hours, you have approximately 15 minutes to save all your work quickly and turn it off and go start charging your laptop back again. That's about it, guys. It's a very simple white color laptop that costs under 5,000 ringgit, literally 14 inches, the biggest battery in its class. So I would say that it actually delivers very good realistic numbers on just how long you can be using it on a single charge. The design is pretty nice and straightforward. It's lightweight. It's just basically white everywhere. Gorgeous screen, very decent speakers, and a relatively comfortable keyboard that you can be using to type with very, very short travel. And the number of ports here, decent. You can still plug in a full HDMI to your TV or projector to do your presentation. If you are a creator like me and you actually want to offload your media files from your cameras, yeah, please have a hub on standby. This does not have an SD card slot of any capacity. And I definitely recommend this laptop for creators, for light media work, and also video editing, but like I said, a content creator level, short film level, but definitely not cinema grade, because cinema grade is definitely a whole new ball game. Even though the screen is qualified, I would say that the performance here is not enough to push like what? More than 12 layers of effects. You're gonna need something way more powerful, and that costs about at least 3 times more. I'm Zen the Geek, and I'll see you guys in the next video.